Now we are going to take a closer look into the arrangement of CSTR reactors. So we want to tackle the question if the order of reactors in series affect the conversion. And to answer this question, we are going to compare a big and a small CSTR and see if their arrangements affects the conversion. And we are to assume an n-order reaction where A reacts with the rate constant K to the product P. So as we have discussed in previous videos, the reaction rate of the species A is going to be equal to negative the rate constant K times the concentration of the species A elevated to the reaction order n. So to answer the question given, we want to approach this with a graphical solution. So the first step will consist in plotting the reaction rate as negative RA as a function of the conversion of the species A. And we can rearrange it by multiplying with negative 1 to negative RA being equal to K, the concentration of the species A elevated N. So with the conversion of the species A being equal to the molar flow rate at the inlet of the species A minus the exiting molar flow rate of the species A divided with the molar flow rate of the species A at the inlet. And the molar flow rate can be expressed as the volumetric flow rate times the concentration of the species A at the inlet minus volumetric flow rate of the species A at the outlet divided the volumetric flow rate times the concentration of the species A at the inlet. We can factor out the volumetric flow rate and this will cancel out. So CA0 minus CA divided CA0, which is equal to 1 minus CA divided CA0. So we will take a closer look into this and this side of the equation. And we sum this up with CA divided CA0, which will lead to the conversion of the species A plus CA divided CA0 being equal to 1. Next step, we subtract with the conversion A. And the second step, we will multiply it with CA0. So CA is equal to CA0 times 1 minus conversion of the species A. And this term we will insert right here. So negative RA is going to be equal to K times CA0 times 1 minus conversion A, parenthesis closed again, elevated N. So if we plot this, our y-axis is negative RA, our x-axis is the conversion of the species A. So entering our system, we have the conversion 0, well, which is 0 because nothing is converted yet. And the highest possible conversion of the species A would be 1 where all of the species A is converted. And if we look at our equation, the curve will strongly depend on the reaction order. So for example, if the reaction order is 1, we would have a linear function. So the relationship between the reaction rate and the conversion would look like this. However, if n is less than 1, our slope would look differently. So we would have an exponential function, and our curve would look something like this. N less than 1. Let me just sketch it more cleanly. Here we go. And if n would be larger than 1, we would have an exponential behavior as well. However, it would look something like this. So n larger than 1. So keep this plot in mind. In the next step, we'll plot another plot. So here we will plot the reaction rate of the species A, also as a function of the conversion, but the difference here is that we're gonna take tau CSTR, which is the mean time residence, into consideration. So for a CSTR, where we would have flow rate at our inlet FA0, which is equal to the volumetric flow rate, times the concentration at the inlet, CA0. And the conversion here is 0 because nothing is converted yet. And in our outlet, we would have a molar flow rate of the species A, which is the volumetric flow rate times the concentration of the species A. And here we would have our conversion of the species A. So let's do a species balance. In the CSTR, so the change of the species A with respect to time is equal to the entering molar flow rate, which is equal to the volumetric flow rate times CA0, minus the exiting molar flow rate FA, which is the volumetric flow rate times the concentration of the species A, plus the reaction rate of the species A, times the volume of the CSTR. And because we have steady state for our CSTRs, this is assumed to be 0. So 0. And we can factor out the volumetric flow rate, in parentheses CA0 minus CA, parenthesis closed, plus the reaction rate of the species A times VCSTR. And remember that for CA, we can express it as CA0 times 1 minus the conversion species A, which we will insert for our CA terms. So 0 is going to be equal to the volumetric flow rate, CA0, 1 minus the conversion A0 minus CA0, in parentheses 1 minus the conversion at the outlet, plus the reaction rate of species A times the volume CSTR. So 0 is going to be equal to the volumetric flow rate times CA0, parentheses 1 minus conversion A0 minus 1, and minus is plus. So plus the conversion of species A at the outlet. These two will cancel out, plus the reaction rate of species A times the volume of the CSTR. So 0 is going to be equal to volumetric flow rate times CA0, in parentheses conversion of the species A minus conversion of the species A at the inlet, plus reaction rate of A times VCSTR. So our equation we're going to subtract with RA times VCSTR. This will result in negative RA times VCSTR being equal to the volumetric flow rate V times CA0 in parentheses conversion A minus conversion A0, and then we're going to divide it with VCSTR, resulting in negative RA being equal to the volumetric flow rate divided the volume of the CSTR times CA0 times in parentheses conversion of the species A minus conversion A0. And for this, I'll just give you a quick reminder. So for the volume of a reactor divided its volumetric flow rate is going to be equal to the residence time tau. And here we have the inverse, so negative RA is going to be equal to 1 divided tau CSTR times the concentration A0 times in parentheses conversion A minus conversion A0. So let's say we have n reactors. And they're connected with each other. So here we have our first reactor, at the end we have our nth reactor, and in the middle we have our ith reactor. So for the equation we have derived, we can use it at any ith reactor. And we can say that negative RA is 1 divided the mean residence time of the reactor I times CA0 at the very inlet, which is here at the first reactor, times the conversion at position I minus the conversion of the previous reactor xi minus 1. So this is what we're going to use for our plot. So if we would plot this, on the y-axis we have negative RA, and on our x-axis we have the conversion of the species A. If we start at conversion A0, so this is a linear function. Our slope will be this term. We can plot this as this, where this is our slope and this is 1 divided mean residence time times the concentration A0. And remember, we had on one side a big CSTR, and we had to compare it with a small CSTR in regards to the arrangement. So the volume of the big reactor is going to be bigger than the volume of our small reactor. So with the mean residence time being equal to the volume times the volumetric flow rate, and let's assume we have the same volumetric flow rate for both reactors, so the volume is going to be equal to the volumetric flow rate times tau of reactor I. So the volumetric flow rate times the mean residence time of big, which is the volume of the big reactor, is going to be equal to the volumetric flow rate times the mean residence time of the small reactor, and this product is the volume. So we can divide it with the volumetric flow rate because we assume that it's the same. And for the slope, we have the inverse, which is interesting. So now we have to divide this equation with tau big and also with tau small. So 1 divided tau small is going to be bigger than 1 divided tau big. So if we transfer it in our plot, where we have negative RA and a conversion A in our axis. So we start with a conversion at A0. The slope of our big reactor, where the slope is 1 divided tau big times CA0. And because 1 divided tau small is going to be bigger than 1 divided tau big, this slope of the small reactor will be bigger, because 1 divided tau small times CA0 is bigger than 1 divided tau big times CA0.